Right. No, that's in the way of the corridor. It'll have to be in the way of the corridor. Knees west. And that way. That way. There we go. How's that look? Oh, why am I asking?
I can't see it, but that's fine.
The monitor's not in the right place at all.
That's the main thing.
It is a pleasure to talk to you, Paul. I think when I was at Chunky Fringe, last year's Teletext event in Harrow, I didn't get a chance. I did get a chance to talk to you briefly.
I was going to say, we did
get a
talk,
t-shirt,
didn't we?
yeah.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
And I felt bad because I didn't want to make you feel bad because you said, oh, they're all sold. But I thought, no, but that's good. That's what you want. You don't want like 100 t-shirts and people buy 47 of them and then it's like, well, this has been printed with this year on it. Yeah. What do we do with those?
They sell well. They sell well.
Yeah.
In fact, I've seen one here somewhere.
Yeah. If you have any spare, come back.
I'll let you know. Well, we may have some more next year. You never know.
Yeah. What do you think of this event?
Yeah, I mean, it's surreal for me. It's surreal because I've just, been chatting with my old boss from 25 years ago and reminiscing. It never ceases to amaze me, really, how Teletext has had this sort of afterlife that, it seemed to, after it finished, it kind of all went dormant for a bit. And then, a decade ago or whatever it was now, it just suddenly seemed to explode as this hobby that everyone suddenly started to feel nostalgic about it.
Well, that's it. When I came to the event in Harrow, I didn't think I'd get to one.
Yeah.
Get to one.
It works.
Because I saw something come up online about, we're having this Teletext meetup.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is so cool. I think it was 2016 or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then I never saw anything come up again about it.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's it. The boat has sailed. And then, of course, we had the lockdown. Let's not go into that. But we had lockdown and everything.
A few things happened.
And then it was like, Chunky Fringe is back. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going back. I couldn't go that year, and I went the next year.
Yeah.
So you're right, and there's so many. What strikes me is there's so many people of different walks. So what's your experience of Teletext then? For those who don't know. What's your experience with Teletext? For those who don't know.
For those who don't know, I mean, I was I Teletext Limited, the company. I was there for graphic designer when it launched, and prior to that, I learned Teletext through working at Labrooks Racing, who'd had pages on Oracle, Teletext's predecessor. But then when I worked at Teletext, I ended up then kind of becoming the Digitiser guy and doing the video game reviews, while also continuing to do the graphics for the editorial side of things.
Yeah. I think I was about to say, as a kid, I remember Ladbrokes, and I thought, no, hang on. Justify that.
No, always in the betting shop, were you?
I'm sure there was a betting shop where I live, in the village where I live, and,
right.
And it's just that the TV screens, you could see them through the window.
Yeah.
So I do remember glancing up as a kid and going, oh, that looks a bit like Teletext.
It always weirded me out because they were called bookmakers, and I, as a kid, I always thought, why are there so many places that make books around? Why do they always have that logo that's like a circle on a stick?
Yeah.
I never understood. Anyway, Labrooks, I started, that's where I learned, and then Teletext, where I was for 10 years, give or take, drop my phone.
I've been dropping random bits of kit all day, so I mean, it's fine.
All good.
So there's some of your artwork. I did do a little pan and scan earlier with my roving camera. So tell us a little bit about what's going on in these TVs then. Have they changed since I said that? Now they're showing completely different things. No,
there's lots of different things. I mean, there's some Ceefax is on there, and some weird pages that I put together in recent years with strange adverts. There's one on there now that says Sea Life Centre.
I do love that's my sense of humour.
Right, good stuff.
TV adverts that are
weird. I mean,
radio adverts. There was a radio show I used to listen to all the time.
For me, it always came from like Python, but not the TV show so much as the books. They always used to have like spoof adverts in the Monty Python books that I loved. So when I worked for Teletext or Digitiser, I always wanted to do spoof adverts.
Yeah. So do you say that's a huge influence of Digitiser then, I guess? Yeah.
I mean, in terms of Digitiser's sense of humour, very Python-esque, more than anything else in terms of influence. Some people are like, oh, it's a bit Reeves and Mortimer, but for me it was always it was Python. Python was the the gold standard of weirdness when I was growing up.
Because I know I keep mentioning Chunky Fringe. It's like, I'm going to keep mentioning the one Teletext event I've been to before this one as my entire experience of Teletext events.
Well,
yes, of course I'm going to.
I've only been to one of these. I went to the 2016 one as well. That was, and it was there. I kind of went, this is, Block Party. Yeah, sorry, not Chunky
I keep
Fringe.
mixing them up as well.
Yeah,
it's okay, but
Chunky Blocks, Block Party. But Chunky Fringe, of course, is part of Digitiser Live. So I don't tend to get to it because I'm normally busy.
That's true.
I mean, I did watch a bit of Chunky Fringe last year, but generally I'm too busy getting ready for the main Digi Live show. So.
Well, that's what struck me because I had to leave, didn't I? I had to head home.
That's right.
The cult following it's got. I don't know if that's a cliche, but it was like. Well, it was like a festival.
Yeah, we did over 2 days.
There was a huge buzz. Yeah,
I mean, we are the very definition of a cult because it's small but incredibly passionate. So we've been really lucky with our audience. People who love Digitiser really, really love it, and people who don't probably hate it. But that's fine with me.
I remember, again, it's as a kid, I remember looking at it, but what's sad to me, and that's what I wrote about in the blog, plug, Patonk, or whatever, I don't know. But no, I wrote a blog about last year, and I said, I feel sad because I'm starting to get to the age where I'm remembering things.
Oh, right.
As in, it's not like a first-person memory, even though I am still me. So Digitiser for me, that's what's sad about it, is that I remember looking at it, but I haven't got the specific memories that those people have. But they were all recounting tales of specific pages. And Super Page 58, of course, is putting up the pages on Twitter all the time. How did you feel when you discovered that the very first Digitiser had been recovered from the ether?
I mean, in terms of the first one, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember that, but
when you first found out about it, I guess.
Found that they were being recovered. I mean, it was like witchcraft, I'm going to claim that I came up with the name Teletext Archaeologist for Jason. Because that's what it seemed like to me. It was like, this is sort of, for me, things that were quite precious because it was a really important time in my life that I thought were lost forever. So it was really exciting and then it started to snowball and it got really exciting when it was like, hang on, we could be at a point where every edition of it has been found. Fingers crossed. So, but at the same time, there's part of me that cringes because a lot of it, I was a much younger man then. Not all of it is, shall we say, particularly politically correct. I've matured slightly. So, but it's preserved in amber. It's and I love that it's been rediscovered and people are reliving it and enjoying it like they did back in the day. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
And you say Teletext archaeologist, but the more I think about it, the more I realise how many parallels there are with real archaeology. It's not just that it's history; it's that it's accidentally been captured. I thought, that's a quirk of Teletext, but no, really, all archaeology is by accident.
And the process. When I've heard Jason describe it, it's sort of meticulous and slow and clearly time-consuming.
I just realised, before anybody shouts at me, I'm not talking about the people who do archaeology now. I'm talking about the archaeology that's ended up in the ground by chance.
Yes.
Has happened by chance.
Yes.
Before I get, everybody go, how dare you? Just because you're not an archaeologist.
You don't understand.
No, I don't mean the people doing it. Right. But people have dropped coins in the ground just by chance and not noticed, and that's how we found them. So the Teletext has been just captured by chance.
Yeah.
Unknowingly on videotape. Unknowingly because we've all tried that. Have you tried that? Where you've tried playing a videotape back just to see if there's a teletext on it and it never worked?
I haven't, because I haven't got a VHS. Well, actually, I do have a VHS player, but I haven't used it in over a decade. But no, I never tried it. But
I'll rephrase it. I say a lot of people have tried it, then myself included. But it never worked.
Right.
But it's the recovery software that's made it possible. It's been great.
Yeah, say the genius that is Jason and all the others that have made this possible. I mean, I feel indebted to them, really. And prior to that, it was a case of, Super Page 58, Chris Bell writing stuff down from the screen. That was the only way it was preserved, because this, and I was talking with Graham, my old boss, earlier, how we'd put this stuff out and by the next day it was gone. And, never to be seen again.
Such a transient thing,
really sort of just, it was vapor, it was lost to the ether. So we, none of us ever thought we'd see it again. Things. But the weird thing is when some of these pages come up, I can really vividly remember. I remember writing that, that specific page, for instance. I will go, yeah, I remember that. I remember writing that. It's really strange, given that there are probably thousands of pages that I wrote over the time that I was doing it. So, yeah.
I mean, it's not quite the same thing, but I remember getting out an emulator for Windows. I was trying to get Windows 95 in an emulator, and it's just it's more on the theme. It's a complete tangent, but it's more on the theme of the weird things that come back that are vivid. Where I just immediately go, oh, of course I haven't put in a virtual floppy drive.
Yeah.
So of course it's not going to load because it hasn't got MS DOS, and I'm just going, what?
Yeah.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday yet. Bam!
Yeah, it's weird,
these vivid memories do come up.
Yeah. I mean, it's because of those that maybe they were important in some way or significant at the time, and it was a golden time for me when I worked on Teletext. Absolutely golden. But it was, I do think sometimes, I'd love to do 6 months of doing Digitiser again in a Teletext style. It's crossed my mind sometimes. I wonder, I kind of thought, will anyone crowdfund that if I, pay my wages for 6 months to just do Digitiser for 6 months?
Breaking the fourth wall of Twitch chat. Would anybody crowdfund that? Would anybody crowdfund that? Anybody crowdfund that?
I'll do it. I mean it. I've thought about it.
Suddenly get spammed with messages. Hang on, we have got. Dan was saying about Dan's simultaneously in two places. Dan's in the chat.
Hello,
and he's
Dan.
on the screen. So,
hello, Dan. You're there.
That possibly means I should.
I didn't know. Are we live? Are we?
Yeah.
Say that. I didn't know. Hello, Twitch.
That's a miracle. Yeah.
I thought this was being recorded for later.
Hair Eaters. The 2016 meetup was the proto Digitiser Live. Yeah, that's
it
right.
Was. If it wasn't for that block party, we wouldn't have had found footage and all the rest of it. So thank you to Dan and Carl and everyone who was involved in that. That was how my YouTube channel started, which is what I'm sort of doing now.
I've changed into a couple. I haven't caught up with it all yet, but that's what I think is great about YouTube. But you can basically have TV series and DVD series on YouTube almost. It's taken over from my TV. Everything's gone very quiet.
I know. I'm suddenly wondering whether they're waiting for us to shut up.
Cheers for chatting to me. No, but it's also I didn't want to stop. But hope to get to chat to you again. Actually,
If I'm around, grab me, Jamie. Absolutely. Yes. Hello, everyone.
Thanks a lot. There's going to be no slick cut because this is a live stream, so it's just going to pan it round to the front. I'll put BRB screen on. There you go. Oh, cheers again.
That's all right. Cheers, Jamie.